Child's pose. Let's find a few breaths there. This week we're talking about Krama or progression, progressive. And how can we see that in association with the season, the theme Aquarius, the progressive, this which builds upon itself, or Aquarius is the water bearer that takes information from wherever it is and brings it to a collective, an improvement, a chance to make the best outcome possible, giving all considerations, considering all aspects, all groups, all peoples, all opportunities. Let's take a nice big inhale. I want you to take it way into the back of your lungs. Fill, 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 fill. And then as you exhale, we'll take it out the mouth. Let's slowly work towards a tabletop pose and cat-cow flow. Exhale, you'll tuck your chin, point your tailbone down. And then inhale, you'll arch. Take a couple more of those. And then from this, let's find a neutral spine. Okay, we're gonna build to down dog. Since it's a pose we take so often, little aspects of it, the progression of a shape, one into the other, as well as a transition, right? So the space in between is gonna kind of the place where we explore. Between the past and the future is the present moment. So hands pressed to the ground, look forward. Finding this space, hands pressing, start to lift your knees with the toes tucked. Keep looking forward. Start to open up the space around the shoulder heads, broaden them, take them apart. And then with a lift from the back of the butt, lift your tailbone up to the sky. You can even look back behind you, shake your hip, yes. Change your mind, shake it, no. Inhale, you'll come high onto your toes, keeping those knees bent, looking forward, and exhale, tiptoe those feet to the top. Let's take the feet a little wider, grab opposite elbows, bend your knees. Let's take a hang for 2-ish rounds of breath. Exhale, the hands will come down to the ground. And then as you inhale, you're just gonna round up to standing. Reach up nice and tall. Exhale, hands to your heart center. We're gonna start our sun A's a little slow, okay? So inhale, let's reach up, extend up, look up. And then exhale, forward fold, bend the knees until you get to the bottom of it. Then extend the legs and look back. Inhale, looking forward. Let's slowly find our first plank pose. And I'm gonna actually take table. I'm not messing with my shoulder space. So from your plank though, your gaze is forward. And as you exhale, keep the gaze forward and then shift forward, lower all the way to your stomachs, coming down onto your bellies, toenails pressed down, inhale, cobra. Look to the tip of your nose. And exhale, let's find downward facing dog. I like a good bent knee down dog. You can look forward, you can look back, you can extend your legs, make it work for you. Inhale. Exhale. And the next breath in, you'll come onto your toes, walk your feet to the top. Breathing in, you'll look forward, come up halfway, and then exhale, fold right back in. Inhale, stand up tall, reach up. Look up past the hands, exhale, hands to your heart center. Again, inhale, let's start again. Extend up, look up. Exhale, bend at the waist. Breathe in, find length, look forward. Exhale to plank. You can hold plank, or you can lower Chaturanga Dandasana. You can come down to your stomachs. The choices are up dog or cobra. If you want to open the collarbone here, so you can do toes tucked, you can do untucked, Thighs down for cobra. Exhale, down dog. Take 3 breaths. So an inhale and an exhale. The next breath in is when we come up to our toes. We use the exhale to move our feet all the way up to the top. You might start stepping big steps or hopping. Inhale for length. And then exhale, fold it. You've got it. Inhale, stand up tall, reach up. And then palms will meet over the heart. Exhale. So that's 2 full rounds. 3 more to go. I'll guide you this kind of one more time. If you've got it, keep moving. Inhale to extend. Think of space. We're progressing, making room. Maybe back bending. Exhale, you'll fold. Maybe a little deeper. Find that length. Inhale. 1 long exhale. Feet go back and you lower. The inhale will open up the collarbone and the heart, the belly. As you exhale, it's down dog. 3 breaths. Using that 3rd breath, the inhale, to progress the shape so it sets it up to take the transition where the feet come to the top on the exhale. At the top of your mat, that half lift, don't forget it, that extension of the spine, so then we can fold in and find a little more flexion. Inhale to stand up, that's it. Exhale, hands to your heart. This is yours, take it 2 more times, breathing. Got that music flowing with it. Closing the eyes even, feeling your way through this practice. And then once you've done your 2 rounds fully on your own, take your time, find your breath. What's the breath evolve to? Notice how after the movements on your own guided, the buildup of the heat, the effort in the class, what happens to your breath? What stays the same, what's different from when you started? We'll just meet in Tadasana, mountain pose. So take your time. Let's go. 5 rounds of breath for each cycle, so all the way through from beginning to end, these sun salutations. And just get your breath. Observe when you settle there. Take the breath way into the back of your lungs, your side ribs, your collarbone. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And then exhale, side away. So sun B, we just add a couple things on to that sun A. I like to measure up. So 2 fists, let's make those. Bring them together, the thumb and index finger, and then between the feet, the middle of your feet, the inner arches, right? Nice 2 fist distance, so we can kind of build ourselves up. Start ourselves, and then the inhale is chair. The exhale, forward fold. Inhale to look forward, that long exhale to go back to plank, and then maybe lower. Up dog on the inhale, look up with the eyes. Exhale, it's a big movement, it's down dog, and then let's step the right foot to the top. Let's come up to crescent warrior, this first one, inhale. So the goal with warrior 1, which is what we traditionally take, is to keep those hips side by side, and then have back heels planted. So this first round we'll take with the crescent warrior, reach out of the pelvis, and then the exhale, let's just step back and hold plank. Okay, you can always take this when you're moving on your own, lowering down, finding that lower and lift, that chaturanga. And then exhale, take your hips to down dog, looking forward, and then step the left foot to the top. As you breathe in, lift the arms up. Come on up to crescent warrior on that side. Yes, on the left side. So your left shin's reaching away from your right heel, but your left hip is pulling back and your right hip's trying to come forward so they stay side by side. The pelvis isn't turning, it's trying to square off at the top of your mat. Exhale, we'll bring it down to plank, palms plant, step the left foot back. Hold here, breathe in. And then let's take exhale to down dog. This time you have those 5 breaths. 2.5 cycles to hold the shape. Knowing that that last breath, though, will be our transition breath, or be our prep breath. I love Ashtanga because it's such a beautiful example of progression. You know, we start with a gentle warm-up with sun A's, gentle, right, and then we move to these sun B's. Inhale, come to the toes from down dog. Exhale, work your feet to the top. Yeah, find length for the inhale, so we always half lift, kind of extend through the sternum, reach back through the tailbone. Exhale, fold in, head low, hips high. And then maybe measuring those 2 fists before you inhale into chair. Exhale, stand up nice and tall, and then slide your hands at the bottom of the exhale to your heart. That's one sun B. Inhale, recline chair. Exhale to forward fold. Breathe in for length. Exhale, your choice, Chaturanga Dandasana or not. Up dog, cobra. From down dog, I like to say look forward, plant your right foot to the top, left heel down, and then breathe in, big lift out of the hips, warrior one. And check those hips, trying to get them as side by side. The exhale will step you back to plank, maybe you lower. Breath in, opening the chest. Exhale, looking forward, down dog, left foot to the top. Plant the back heel, and then use the inhale to come up with the arms, warrior one. Same thing here, left shin reaching away from right heel. Exhale, palms come down. One more time. Whoa. I thought I was gonna do this, but here we are. Down dog, you'll hold 5 breaths. This is a heat building pose. Practice. So you'll probably start to get a little warmer. The effort goes up, the breath wants to catch itself, it becomes rapid, so if you can invite that space there. Inhale to your toes, and then exhale, feet to the top of your mat. Find your length on the inhale, and exhale, fold right back in. That's it, inhale, chair pose. And then exhale, stand up tall, bring those hands to your heart. Nicely done. Inhale, chair. I'm going to take you through one more round, and you have 2 on your own. Exhale to fold. Inhale for a length, looking forward. Exhale, plank, maybe Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog, cobra. Exhale, look forward and down dog, step the right foot to the top, plant the left heel. Breathe in, come up, warrior one. Great work. Long breaths. Exhale, hands down, step the right foot back. Maybe you just hold plank. You can just sweep forward to up dog to, I love coming from plank to up dog with my toes tucked. Exhale, down dog, looking forward, left foot to the top, right heel plants. Breathe in, arms up, warrior one. Way to go. Y'all are doing great. And exhale, hands down, step that left foot back. Lower, lift if you'd like. Leave it out, go straight to down dog. And then maybe you rest in hero's pose for 5 breaths, right? Maybe you maybe take the feet wide in down dog and stretch out the spine. You can take twists. When you take really long inhales and really long exhales, it gives us more time versus short, rapid breaths. So give yourself the time you need. And if you're with me, inhale to your toes and exhale, feet to the top of your mat. Inhale for length. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, chair pose. Yes. Exhale, stand up tall. Hands to your heart center. That's it. Nice job, everyone. And keep going. 2 more rounds on your own. 15-ish breaths. So, like 7.5, 8 rounds of breathing. And you can take that in child's pose if you'd like. There's no have-tos here. You can take the crescent warriors instead of warrior ones. Nice job, Anisha. Yes, Kara. Annie, I can't see you, but I know you're killing it. Way to go. Whatever you're doing, hopefully the practice, the more we're on our mat, helps us to come to the progression of our experience, right? The progress we make along the way, and it doesn't have to look physical. You hear a lot of teachers say, you know, the most practiced student is the one that can take child's pose. Or I hear that sometimes. And it is this thing that, you know, you're on your mat, you know when your boundaries are, instead of pushing, muscling through, we're not coercing or forcing the practice, but we're moving with it. And that rest is an essential piece to the effort. So taking rest when you need. If you decide to take both these rounds, we'll meet again in that Tadasana at the top of your mat after you finish your second ascent B. Know that this one takes a little longer than the other one, so take your time. My blocks. And once you taking your time, you know, at the top of your mat, we're checking with our blocks set up. So if you have blocks, I like to, if you have two, it's nice to have one on each end of the mat, the short ends. If you have one, I always recommend starting at the back of your mat. That way, you can use it for our first pose because we typically step to the right. So I start with the right in this practice. You're in Tadasana. And if you're not there, just working your way there now. Wrapping up. Let's just take a few breaths, closing the eyes, observing. What's the pace of the heart beating? How's that work with the pace of the breath? Is that experience associated to the patterns of thought, the pace of the thoughts running through the mind? Or the like type of thought too, when you're, you know, feeling agitated, activated, it translates to the mental patterns. And our thoughts might be a little more active. They might be a little more intense. There's not a right or wrong to this, just checking it out. A deep breath in. Fill up all the way to your collarbones. Take a little bit more space, and then exhale it side out through the mouth. Okay, let's take our feet, and you can hop them if you like, about the distance almost as wide as your mat, not quite outside your hips. Hands can come to your hips. Inhale, collarbone stays broad, press your hip points forward, look up. As you exhale, bend your knees forward, fold. Hands come down to the ground. Interlace big finger or big toes with index and middle finger to find length here. Inhale, look forward. Think sternum forward, tailbone back. And then as you exhale, fold in. Head goes low. You can move it around. We'll take this for 5 breaths. If you hold the pose, maybe each breath gives you a space to progress the shape. Go physically, maybe a little more straight legs, long spine. Your inhale, you'll look forward, lengthen the spine, release. As you exhale, slide your hands palm up underneath your feet. So your fingers are working towards your heels, your toes towards your wrists. Gorilla pose, inhale, elbows go out, and then exhale, fold in. And then exhale to fold a little deeper. Elbows bend out to the side when we're doing this. Inhale, lengthening, coming off of your feet. As you exhale, hands to your your hips, and then inhale, stand up nice and tall. Exhale, bring your hands and your feet together. You can hop them together or step them. Then let's bring our hands to our hips, this first one. So we always transition the same. Left foot stays planted, gaze is slightly elevated, chest is open. Take a deep breath in, lift your right leg up, balancing on your left foot. As you exhale, you're gonna step that right foot way back behind you, turn all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. Okay, starting with the right foot, it's extended triangle, right side. So right toes turn to the short edge of your mat, arms to a T. I like my palms facing the long edge forward. And as you inhale, reach your right fingers in the direction of your right toes. Exhale, hinge at the waist for extended triangle. And a block behind the right heel on the tallest setting is a great way to get some support, build some strength here. And expand. So feet pressing down, thighs reaching apart. Well, let's reach the left arm up, look up, breathe in. That fifth breath, breathe out. Next, inhale, look down to your right foot, bend your right knee. As you exhale, come up. If you have one block, you're gonna take it with you, okay, into your left hand. Right toes to the long edge, left toes to the short edge. And then inhale, reach your left fingers towards your left toes. Exhale, hinge at that waist, maybe add the block in, hand can be on the shin. Try not to dump into that left side. Keep your breath steady. Notice where your gaze goes. Maybe focus it on a spot to help the mind focus. Next, exhale. Look down as you breathe in. And then exhale, come up, extending the left leg. Left toes turn to the long edge. We are going to take twisted triangle. Now let's bring our hands to our hips. Bring the feet a little closer together and then turn to the back of your mat. Right toes are going to go to the right slightly, so heel toe them to the right. Left foot, you're going to turn the heel on the heel slightly so it points out to the side slightly or to the corner of the room. Left arm reaches up, right hand on the hip. So hips side by side, breathe in, find space. As you exhale, twisting left hand to the ground, a block, or to that right foot. Inhale, right arm up to the sky, or right hand can rest on your sacrum, pointing the elbow up to the ceiling. So we're twisting our triangle here. Nicely done. That looks really great, Kira. Everybody, we're on that right side. So right hip back and left hip coming forward. Take your last exhale here. Look down to your right foot as you breathe in. Bend that knee slightly. Come on up as you breathe out. Open the arms. Back through center. Good. Inhale. Turning to the top of your mat towards your left foot. Left foot to the left, right heel, turn slightly, the toes to the out. Right arm up, inhale, reach up, reach up, reach up, and then exhale, hinge forward, twisting to your left. And we're trying to, as best as we can, keep the pelvis level. I think the right leg does better with that slight external turn. Just gives you that right heel as you're furthest back in space. And it's our anchor, and it's what's pushing the right hip forward. Strong left leg's pulling that left hip back, not locking it out. Take your exhale here. Look down to your left foot as you breathe in, and then breathe out, come on up through center, reach the arms apart. Inhale here, open the collarbone, maybe lift the gaze. Exhale, both feet to the top of your mat, hands and feet meet. Yeah, so I know, it's kind of been funky. Just step it up to Samasthiti, hands over heart center. Okay, gaze lifted, inhale, lift that right leg. As you exhale, step it back, turning your toes to the long edge, and then right toes to the short edge. Breathe in. As you bend that right knee, breathe out. Inhale, extended side angle, left bicep by your ear. Yeah, and 5 breaths, so 2.5 rounds. Feel from left foot to left fingers space. Your right ribs are rolling towards the ceiling. Maybe you look at that left hand as you take that last exhale in this pose, squeezing the glutes. Look down to your right foot, inhale, come on up on the exhale. Straighten the right leg, turn the right toes, turn the left toes as you breathe in. Bend the left knee as you breathe out. Sweep right bicep by ear. Inhaling, beginning your 5 breaths. Extended side angle on the left side. We're really finding a room from right foot to right fingers. Squeezing the glutes to help the hips stay open. A long exhale, root through the feet, outside edge of that left foot. Look down as you inhale. Come on up as you exhale. Left toes turn to the long edge. So all 10 toes to the long edge. We're gonna bring our hands to our hips. And we're gonna turn this, it's prayer twist lunge is what we're going to, okay? So you're gonna turn to the back of your mat in a lunge. You're gonna take that right foot to the right. Left heel's gonna be lifted. Pelvis nice and neutral. Hands to heart center now. Inhale, press your heart into your thumbs. Exhale, hook left elbow outside that right thigh, and looking past that right elbow if it's available to you. The back knee can be down. You can always bring this down to the ground. If it's too much today, lift up from that left thigh bone if you're lifted in that left knee. Right shin reaching away from left heel. Take the exhale to bring out arm into leg, leg into arm. Look down to that right foot. Breathe in. Come on up as you breathe out, turning the toes to the long edge. And then pivot and turn to your left foot. Hips side by side, finding your lunge. Right heel's lifted, hands to heart center. Inhale. Heart into thumbs. Exhale, hook. Right elbow outside left thigh. And then that right thigh bone's lifting to the ceiling. Yes! That twisted lunge. Find length. Inhale, chin away from sternum, sternum away from hips. Exhale to ring out. Look down to your left foot. Breathe in. Come on up through center. Breathe out. Reach your arms apart. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And then exhale, both hands and feet coming to that top of the mat, standing Samasthiti. Okay. And then let's plant that left foot. Gaze lifts. Inhale, lift the right leg. Step it way back behind you, turning all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. Hands come to your hips. We're going to take our fold here. Inhale, feet press down, heart lifts up. As you exhale, think thigh bones back as your heart comes forward and down. Bring your hands down to the ground. If you've got your blocks, you can plant your hands on your blocks if that feels better. But trying to get your hands in line with your feet to find one plane. Breathe in to find length, and then exhale, bend your elbows back, drawing your head towards the ground. Notice where you go in your feet. Do you lean into the ball mounds? Do you go back into the heels? Does your butt start to take the weight? Do your hips start to lead the shape? Your head kind of hanging out. Can we reach our head down? Lift our hips up. Press our thigh bones back. Be even from left foot to right foot, ball mounds to heels. Exhale into the fold. Inhale to find length. Look forward. Come hands under your shoulders. Exhale, hands to your hips. Stand up nice and tall. And then as you breathe in, bring your palms together behind your low back. Interlace your fingers and reach your knuckles down to the ground. Exhale, thigh bones back, heart forward, bend at the waist. And the legs are not locked out. Again, just keeping that micro bend so we're engaging the muscles above and below that joint, around it, protecting it. The arms are moving from the shoulders and the bind. Okay, how far they go is really up to you. Progressing the pose might be moving the arms a little further away from the ground, closer to your back, and then bringing the palms together and trying again. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to the ground, and then breathe in to find length. Look forward. You might bring your feet closer together, bring your toes in a little bit more. Interlace middle and index finger around big toe, find length. Look forward, look forward, look forward. And then exhale, look for your belly button as your elbows go out to the short edges of your mat this time. So we're really folding everything we've engaged in that. All those lunges and warriors and chairs. Trying to stretch the feet, or the thighs, the inner thighs. Long breath out. Look forward as you inhale, release the spine, extend the legs. Exhale, hands to your hips and stand up nice and tall. Great work, everyone. Take the arms out, take a deep breath and lift the heart. Start to turn those left toes to the top as you exhale both hands and feet to the top of your mat. And then got eyes lift the right leg, inhale, step it about halfway back behind you, your right foot, turn to the long edge, and then turn towards the short edge, right foot to the right, left heel, pivot on it slightly so the toes turn out. Pyramid pose, you can take opposite elbows. We're gonna do this with an open chest. Collarbone is broad, you can take reverse prayer as well if you practice that. Feet press down, heart lifts up, look up. As you exhale, think sternum forward, chin to shin, and then finally tuck the chin. Try not to lock that right leg out. Keep pulling the right hip back. Remember your left heel's planted, so it's pressing the front of that left thigh forward, left hip forward. We're trying to keep our hips side by side. You'll find your flow of breath. Notice if you're resisting, you're holding, you're clenching. Exhale into the shape, find a little more fold, release, look down to your right foot. As you inhale, bend that right knee, come on up as you exhale. Pivoting, breathing in, turning to the top of your mat. Again, right toes slightly out, left toes to the short edge. You've got opposite elbows, switch forearms on top. Breathe in, feet down, sternum high. Exhale, hinge, chin to shin, and then tuck again. Breath steady in and out. Look to your left foot. When you inhale, bend the left knee, come on up as you exhale. Turn to your long edge of your mat. Reach the arms apart, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, hands and feet meet at the top of your mat. Okay, the fun stuff. So if you want to move to a wall for the standing series, you can bring a wall to the left side. Otherwise, let's measure up 2 fist distance between our feet. Where you land your gaze, okay, up. I'm going to encourage up. If it like slightly above eye level, the more we look down and balance the series, the tendency is to fall down. So notice as we take the shape and the sequence as it progresses, where you're looking, where your mind goes, what your breath does. Left foot stays planted, inhale, lift the right knee. Lift that gaze slightly as you breathe out. You can bring right hand to the knee, or maybe grab the big toe with the index and middle finger. Gaze stays lifted. Inhale, you can extend the right leg or keep it nice and bent, and then reach the left arm up. You extend the right leg, you're holding the shape, okay, bent or not. The chest stays up. We really want that spine to be long and not hinging at the waist. That will encourage you to fall forward. We're really trying to sustain space. Hold up. Inhale, open up the right leg to the right, left arm to the left. And that left arm might be in a cactus arm. Might be extended out, might be touching a wall with the left hand. Steady here, notice where your gaze goes. Exhale. The inhale is going to bring that right leg to the middle again, and then you're going to hold it as you exhale, bringing head to knee. So bent or extended leg, it doesn't matter. That left leg's really working. Breathe in. Don't forget about your left glute and your right glute. Exhale, notice where your gaze is. Try to bring it down slightly. Reach your crown towards your right foot. Breathe in. Or the wall in front of you, breathe out. Lift up, releasing the leg, but keeping it afloat. Inhale. Ooh. Exhale, pull that right hip back slightly. Breathe in, lift the gaze, lift the right leg. Breathe out. One more inhale, and then exhale, set that right foot down. You can shake it out. I like to take the top of that left foot and kind of push it back behind me, get a little stretch of that hip flexor, the top of the left ankle, the front of the foot. Woo! She's spicy. So you can turn over to the other side with the right hand to a wall if you'd like. Otherwise, finding that 2 fist distance-ish. Hands can come to the hips, gaze eye level and slightly higher. Then inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, hand to the knee or grab that big toe. Inhale, you can extend or reach up. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last inhale here. Stay strong through that right leg. As you exhale, left knee, left leg to the left, right arm to the right. And you can play around with how you hold the pose. Here we go. Breathe out. Use your glutes to help open up the hips here. Lift your gaze. Inhale to center, left leg to the middle. Use the exhale to work into the pose. Breathe in. Notice where your gaze goes, breathe out. Inhale, take it way to the back of your lungs, breathe out. Keeping the leg afloat, let's reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale here, strong right leg, strong left glute. Inhale, lift the left leg, a little higher, lift the gaze. Breathe out. Inhale, press down through the right foot, reach up with the fingers, and then exhale, set it down. Shake it out. Way to go. You did that. Got a little, we're gonna take one quick move. Kind of get the upper body back and activated. Inhale, reach up, lift up. Exhale, bend at the waist. Inhale to find length, look forward, and exhale, flip your chaturanga dandasana. Up dog or cobra on the inhale. Looking forward, exhale, down dog, half the feet right to the top of your mat. 2 fist distance, inhale, chair pose, 5 breaths. Whew. That's it, breathe out. Soften your hip flexors, breathe in. Breathe out. And then inhale, stand up nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to find length. Exhale, plank or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale from down dog. You're gonna look forward, step that right foot to the top, plant your left heel, come on up, warrior one, 5 breaths here. Okay, so that exhale, keep pulling the right hip back, left hip forward. Breathe in, fingers away from your hips rooting down, arms reaching up. Next inhale, look up to that right leg, or your hands, straighten that right leg. As you exhale, turn it to the back of your mat, trying to keep your gaze lifted, left foot to the left, right foot to the right heel planted, breathe in, bend into warrior one, left knee bending. Yes. So now you're to the back of your mat. Yeah. There you go. And this is the one pose that we take on the left side first. We're gonna take our next exhale, warrior 2. Open up the hips, take the arms to your T. See if you can get that right arch your heel. Nice, Kara, lined up with that left foot. The heel of that left foot, somewhere bisecting that right foot. Reach apart with the fingers, left foot away, left shin away from the right outer edge of the foot. Exhale, feel your ribs compress in, and then inhale, straighten the left leg, turn the left toes. Exhale, turn the right toes, bend the right knee. Warrior 2. Breathe in and out. Yes. Notice head over your heart over your roots, shoulders over your hips. Are you really back bending here? Can you keep the arms in a plane with the chest? Exhale, feel your ribs compress in, and then inhale, look at your right hand. Exhale, cartwheel down. Step the left foot back, breathe in and plank. Exhale, down dog. Great work, everyone. Let's take our feet as wide as the mat, and down dog. Press your chest back, a deep breath in. Shake the head out, breath out. Now walk your feet together, take your hands as wide as your mat. Breathe in, look forward, come to your toes. Exhale, bend the knees, step or hop through to seated. Okay, and we're gonna start with Janu Shirshasana. I lied, we're gonna start with Dandasana. I always forget about that pose. So Dandasana staff pose. Legs extended in front of you. Squeeze everything to the midline and engage it all to the center. Hands will rest. You've got this bony part, your short hands, you're gonna bring your palms towards the ground in front of it. You've got blocks. We got nice long torso, short arms. You might need something underneath you to press into. Otherwise, tucking the chin in, feeling your belly button draw to your spine, and pressing the hands down to your effort, to your degree, and maybe the butt comes up. And you're holding for 5 breaths. And it's awkward to breathe and talk with this, so I'm just gonna be here with you. Try to use the exhale to compress. Draw in, feel the inhale to stretch. Exhale, you'll release the hips, reach the arms up, take a deep breath in, and exhale, bend Paschimottanasana. You can inhale, come up halfway, and exhale, fold a little deeper. Notice how your breath is in this shape. After all the effort, after the movement, we start to slow things down. What's the sensation in the legs, the hips, the back? We progress the practice, move the body. Inhale, lift up the spine, walk your hands in. As you exhale, palms plant behind you, fingers point to the waist. Keep your collarbone broad, point your toes. Inhale for reverse plank. If you prefer reverse table, you can also do that as well. So the knees can be bent with the hips lifted. Okay, that's always an option. Take one more. Exhale here, press down. If you're looking back, inhale, chin to chest. And exhale, lower your hips down to the front. And now we'll take down your Shavasana. So you're going to start with your left leg straight. It can be directly out in front of you. I like mine slightly turned out to the left. Right heel into the groin. Turn your torso to that straight left leg. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, begin to fold. Flex your left toes, squeeze your right glutes, feel right foot against inner left thigh against sole of right foot. One more exhale here. And then inhale, you'll sit up tall. Exhale, just switch out the legs. Turn your torso to that straight right leg this time, heel to groin, breathe in for length. And exhale, fold, head towards you. Holding those 5 breaths. You're going to keep that right kneecap to the ceiling, left foot pressing against right thigh. You activate the left glute, maybe the left knee falls a little closer to the ground. Feel your ribs compress in, helping your body get closer to your upper body, get closer to your lower body. And then inhale, lengthen the spine, sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, we're going to plant that left foot to the ground. Okay, we're going to take a twist. Right knee is going to bend, so your thigh bone comes directly out of your hip forward. And then you can cross the left foot over the right thigh. So seated, twisted. If it's too much with the bottom leg bent, you can straighten it out in front of you. Start to hug your left leg with your right arm. Plant your left arm behind you. Long spine, stacked up in the middle. Reach the right arm up. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And then as you exhale, hook right elbow over the thigh, looking back behind you. Twisting towards your left shoulder. And you can move that left arm. You may go for a bind here or a half bind, wrapping that left arm around the back. Maybe a block underneath the hand. I've been teaching that a lot lately. Help us stay tall. Breathe out to ring out. Inhale, keep that length. And as you exhale, unwind. Take left elbow inside left knee, right hand behind you, a counter twist, breathe in. And breathe out, unwind. Maybe you do a fun little break dance move here to switch it out, or you just switch your legs. Your left leg bends, thigh bone going forward on the hips. Right foot can step inside or over that right thigh. Starting to hug the right leg with the left arm, right hand's gonna plant behind you. Breathe in for length, and then exhale, start to bring it out. Look back. Maybe you reach the left arm up, and then exhale to take it a little deeper. One more full cycle of breath to hold. Inhale, keep that chest open. Exhale, unwind, right elbow inside right knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, slight counter twist. Exhale, we're gonna surrender and come back through center. And now uncross your legs, let's shake it out. It is, yes, we've got time. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 bridges and a wheel. And if you don't practice wheel, that's okay. You don't have to do it. It is our pose this week that we're kind of focusing on, so I want to invite it in. If you have 2 blocks and you want to bring them towards the top of your mat, that might be nice. They're firm, sturdy blocks, okay? And then come onto your backs for bridge. So I like. Let's do this. I want to show this to you so you don't have to hear me talking from the ground. When we work towards, we're going to do 2 rounds of bridge together. We're going to progress the bridge to help us prepare for full wheel. And then if you want to take full wheel, you'll have several. I love this pose because there's progressions to it, right? How you build into it. Bridge is the first step, and I'll talk you through that. So let's say I've done 2 bridges and I'm prepping to take full wheel shape. The blocks can go right under the shoulders. and or right above the shoulders, and the hands have to rest heel to the palm down, fingers wrapping around. If you don't need the blocks, then you can just rest the hands underneath the shoulders. So, all right. I like to start here. I've done 2 bridges. I come down and prepping for wheel. You're gonna lift up the hips first for bridge, okay? Press the palms a little bit to come onto the top of your head, and then extend both the legs and the arms at the same time. So we're working into that full wheel. Chest is reaching back, pelvis up. And then if you'd like, you might be here for part of this. My arms are engaged, elbows up. We unwind, undo as we go up. So really trying to structurally create that. Now you can come onto your backs. And from your back, think 2 fist distance-ish, right? Hip, sit bone distance-ish for the feet. Toes forward, knees up, head and shoulders press into the ground. Breathe in, lift your hips up, bridge pose. Hold for 5 breaths. Think of inhales, more space from armpits to kneecaps. Your exhale, the glutes, the core, helping lift the pelvis up, the feet pressing down. The muscles around the shins energize. Inhale, lift your hips 1 breath higher. And then exhale, starting from the upper back, come down onto the spine, mid back, low back, tailbone. And then head and shoulders press down, feet press down. Inhale, lift up the hips, bridge pose. Maybe this time you bring a bind underneath the low body, interlacing the fingers. And then pressing the outer edges of the hands, the pinky side edge of your hands into the mat. See if you can broaden the collarbone. Notice if your chin wants to tilt up. I really want you to keep that chin in a neutral, like a micro tuck even, where the back of the head presses down. And you can feel the shoulders press down, even as the chest opens. Breath out. Strengthen the navel. Inhale, lift your heels, release the bind, and then exhale, articulate the spine in reverse from the top down to your hips as you lower back down. And then 1 more time, you can take bridge, or if you're gonna prep for a wheel, maybe those blocks or the hands under the shoulders as you exhale. Inhale, come up to bridge. Everybody, just the hips lift up by pressing the feet down. Exhale, if you're going into full wheel, top of your head, palms energize, elbows towards each other, and then inhale, straighten the arms and the legs, press the ground away from you, lifting the heart up. Yes, that's it. Exhale. Inhale. As you exhale slowly, if you're in full wheel, start to bend those elbows, come down, inhale, come onto the back of your head, and everybody exhale, lowering your spine down. Try not to hug the knees in right away. Let's walk the feet apart. Let your knees buckle in, give yourself a hug around the chest, inhale, finding just a constructive rest. Exaggerations of the natural curves of our spine. Exhale, release, opposite arm on top. So feet planted, knees buckling in, arms just hugging on. And then exhale, let your feet come together. Let your arms rest beside you. You can stay right here, or we're gonna work towards plow pose. For plow, your head and shoulders stay on the ground, and it's a forward fold, inverted forward fold. You're gonna try to lift your head, your feet up and over, so they go back behind your head, and they may find the ground or they may hover in space. But bring your hands to your low back. If you can, bending the elbows. And then you can stay here. You feel pretty good and you want to work towards full shoulder stand, maybe bending the knees so they come onto your forehead, scooting those elbows a little closer to the midline, walking your hands closer to your lower back, which is up in this case. And then 1 leg at a time, reaching up from the arches of your feet for your shoulder stand. And also you might still just be in plow. That's a beautiful place. You might just be in a grounded, legs up, inverted pose. Take your last round of breath here. You're in shoulder stand. Let's start to bend the knees down towards the forehead. And then releasing your backs from plow or that little ball shape, you're gonna slowly come onto your Your legs long down your mat. Come onto your back, legs go long. Slide that right hand under the right, like your right thumb underneath the right sit bone, left thumb underneath the left sit bone. Press your forearms into the ground. Feet together, squeeze the legs together. Inhale, lift your head, heart, shoulders by bending the elbows. And then exhale, just let your head drop back for fish. Matsyasana, the collarbones opening, the legs engaged. If you want to build on this pose, you start to slide the hands out from under the sit bones. You might rest your head onto the ground and even lift the arms up. Okay, so lots of variations here. Exhale, chin to chest, lower your head and shoulders down. Inhale, reach your arms over your head. And then exhale, let's bend the knees in towards the chest, hands to the kneecaps, take 3 to 5 circles. One direction and then the other direction. Maybe alternate. And finally, let's plant the feet down onto the ground. Once again, let's walk the feet apart, let your knees buckle in. And then give yourself a hug around the chest. Just with the arms reaching for opposite shoulder blades. Feel your feet on the ground, your toes, your soles. Feel your inner knees connect. The back of your heart into the ground. Let's take 2 cycles of breath here on this side. And as you exhale, soften, release the opposite arm on top. As you inhale, hug on the opposite direction. After your last round of breath here, walk your feet together. Let your knees fall apart. Slide one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Notice the buildup of the inhale from your belly into your chest. And the release from the chest back down to the navel. Inhale. Exhale. And then choosing for yourself how you're gonna create your Shavasana. I'm gonna hold our space for us just a few minutes to rest. Let everything settle. Right toes might go to the right corner, left toes to the left corner. You might take them in and out, turning the toes out. Shimming the shoulders, head maybe in a micro tuck. Palms can turn up. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, really settle in, let go. Find your release. As the mind wanders, be generous with yourself. Come back. Pay attention to the breath. Settle into where your body is now. And then try to soften once again. Letting go of the breath, letting go of the muscle, engagement, the effort, any tension that's subconsciously crept in.
Bring your focus to your breath. Notice as you bring your attention to it, what happens. And then from your breath into the muscles, the bones, the fingers, the toes, your wrists, your ankles, the neck and shoulders. You might take the head from side to side. Add movements and effort. Allow them to grow and progress, build, evolving, including, adding more parts to the body to the puzzle, maybe stretching those arms long over your head, making a full body stretch. And exhale, however you want to draw in, walking the feet in or hugging the knees in. You can tip over onto a side, pause, and take a deep breath. Exhale, letting it all go. A chance to start again. Rise up. Let's come up to seated on your breath in. Having a nice comfortable posture with the sit bones rooted, the crown lifted. And then allowing the palms to meet in union over the heart. Let your chin drop towards your chest. A moment of gratitude for your practice, for this ancient practice, bringing us to this place of union and oneness. And then simply we bow forward to seal the practice. Namaste.